Hi, welcome to Blacticulate, a podcast series featuring UK young black professionals, where we find out how they do what they do, so you can too. Or not. After all, it is your life. Hey guys, thanks very much for joining us. Honestly, you guys are phenomenal. The very fact that you keep on coming back, you subscribe to us, you keep listening, just means that we are doing something right. But if we're doing something wrong, please do let us know, because by you giving us critique, we get better, and hopefully we can serve you better. Now, for those of you who don't know what Blacticulate is, it really simply is a podcast series that features young UK black professionals, where we try and find out exactly how they do what they do, so you can too. And in this case, we have Sena Mortoo, who is a phenomenal individual. I mean, he's an amazing gent. He's a co-founder of the tailoring brand, Morts More. Pretty much gives us advice on how to be unique, and I'll give you a hint, it's all about customer service. Also, how to diversify your portfolio so you're not just stuck in the mud, for want of a better phrase, with your product or service. And also how to present yourself really and truly in the marketplace. Again, similar to branding, which if you want to know specifics, I think you should also check out a previous episode of ours, which was with Christopher Luterode Kwaku. But anyway, guys, back to Sena. Sena is phenomenal. He is gracious with his time, and if you yourself are looking to start up a business, please do listen to this episode. If you yourself are looking to know how to diversify your product, again, this episode will help you. So without further ado, I bring to you Sena Mortoo. So in front of me, as always, we have amazing, talented black millennials doing positive things. And today's no different. In front of me, we have Sena. Now, Sena, I want you to pretty much tell my listeners who you are, what you do, and hey, we'll roll from there.
Okay. As Ade said, my name's Sena. I am one half of Morts More. We are a tailoring design company. We currently specialize in suits and shirts, overcoats, and a few accessories. And as a company, we've been running for almost 7 years. And let me repeat that. Sorry.
Yeah,
we've been in the industry almost 7 years, but as this company, we've been running for almost 4 years now.
Amazing.
And yeah, we're in the process of really growing a brand and just going through some really exciting times. And yeah.
Okay. Well, as I always do, I want to almost bring it back to how you came to be.
Okay.
Your upbringing, because I know you're Ghanaian, right?
Yes.
So, and just speaking to you earlier, you obviously from deep south, southeast, Streatham.
I'm southwest.
Southwest,
yeah,
my bad.
Streatham's just like right on the edge of the southwest and southeast border.
But yeah, claiming it southwest. No, it is what it is. Yeah. So how does a brother from southwest become, I guess, one half of Morts More?
Just aspiration, really. I went to university. I went to university in Leicester. I went to De Montfort University, studied multimedia computing. I kind of came out of university knowing that wasn't really the path I was going to go down. So I got into sales, and through sales, I was wearing suits every day, but not happy with the suits that I was buying. I was buying from Burton's, and right. I was never happy with the fit. So I always going back and getting them to adjust it. So much so I've got a gold card. I've still got the gold card from there because I used to start getting free alterations. So then we came to a point where we actually, especially one of our previous business partners, met a traveling tailor. And then we came up with the idea that, we could do this. We can do it better. We can do it with more style, more customer service. And from there, the initial company, which was called My Tailor Suit, was born. That was 2008. And then Morts More came into formation in 2011. And yeah, we've just been growing and just learning what goes into a great suit, what clients look for, what's best for different situations, learning the game and just, growing.
So, I mean, the way I see it is that you were angry, you were annoyed that you couldn't buy personally.
Yeah, because we couldn't afford Savile Row. We couldn't afford the great suits. The name brand ones were just overpriced for no reason because they were same fits, just a bit better than Burton's and so forth. But there was nothing special. And Savile Row, you're looking at, a few grand. So we were just like, let's change this game. Let's disrupt this game and do something for ourselves.
Yeah. Have you always seen yourself to be quite a disruptive character, like growing up?
No, I don't think so. I think I was a bit more of a conformist, but at the same time, I never felt like I was being led. I was following. I always wanted to forge my own path. Right. So even when I got into sales, my initial thoughts were, all right, I'm getting into sales for 2 years, build enough money and start my own company. I always wanted to do that.
You always knew you were going to do that.
I always knew I wanted to. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. It took a few more years than 2 years. And as you are, when you start making money, you don't keep it. It's when when it first gets into your hands, you're like, oh my gosh, I've never had this much money before. Right. It doesn't stay very long. So all those plans of saving up all that money didn't really go where it wanted to. But then as soon as the business came around, that's where all of my funds and efforts started to go towards. But yeah, it was an interesting time.
So, I mean, for me, one of the beauties of this Blacticulate really and truly is just almost to find and understand processes. How can my listeners who be listening to you, I don't want them to say, it's all good and true for Sena. Sena is unique out there. He's lucky.
No.
I'm almost want you to give us, if you can, gems like what was it that you did and what are you doing? To continue this success that you are having.
And again, so like you said, there's definitely no luck. There's definitely, when we got into this, there was no skill. There was, none of us grew up as designers or wanting to be in fashion. It was just something that came about through a love of business and a love of looking good. Even that developed more and more as the company came about. And, our success is just based on, we listen to our clients. We put our clients first. So we're all about customer service. We're all about what do our clients actually want, and then learning the game as well. We've had to take time to learn what goes into a good suit. What elements will work in different environments, because you've also got to know a suit that works in the office is definitely not the same suit that you want to wear for a wedding. Yeah. And understanding this, and then through years of just kind of watching what clients are buying and learning patterns and things like that have helped us understand, because we had no knowledge of this beforehand. And yet each and every year, each and every day, we grow, we learn new things. So it's definitely not something where I can say this is unique to us. We're the only ones who can do this. But at the same time, we're the only ones who can do it our way. So there's other companies out there doing it, but nobody's going to do it like us. So we don't actually even look at the competition in that way to feel afraid of them, because they're like, no matter what they're doing, we do it in our way. If you feel we're the same as another company, it's because you're not valuing what we do. You're only looking at the price. You're looking at the actual, the results, but not the process, because our process is different from everybody else.
Interesting. So how do you differentiate yourself?
Like I said, it's all about the customer service. It's the quality. It's the level of options that we give people. We allow people to really come in and create something that's in their mind. So a lot of other companies, you can go in and a lot of the stuff is very standardized. Right. You can only pick and choose a few different things, whereas you come into us, you could bring us a picture and we'll be like, all right, we'll recreate that picture exactly, but tell us what you want different. So, you could tell us you want to raise the lapel by 0.5 inch, you want to increase it by 2 inches, you want black trimming, there's so many different things, wooden, but all of the different things that we can make. Essentially every single suit is different.
Okay. Well, it's not easy, is it?
It's not easy at all.
So what are your challenges? And would you say it was because you're black that you face these challenges in the marketplace? Or
I would say that's definitely a good part of it. Because one of our challenges at the moment is diversifying our market. Because, especially when we started, we was making for friends of friends, and then, word of mouth. And so all of that culminates into a very black audience.
Yeah.
Because both us, myself and Josh, were both black. We're both from South London. Even though, we're professionals, we weren't able to get into that outer reaches and get, the whites, the Asians and so forth as clients. But through networking and so forth, we've managed to get some of those clients in. However, a big percentage of our client base is still black market. Now, obviously, we still love our black people.
Yeah.
We're happy to always provide for them. We're not trying to be like, we don't want black clients. But at the same time, that shouldn't, just because we're black, it shouldn't stop us from being able to service white people as well. And while that's happening slowly, we feel like there may be a kind of, these guys are black, they're a bit different, they're a bit more urban and so forth.
Are you getting those? Getting those comments?
Do you know what? We're not getting them, but we're sure they're there.
Okay.
But at the same time, we are still of the vein where if you don't want to buy from us because we're black, you're not a client anyway. Yeah. But at the same time, we want the chance to be in front of these people. And when they can see that we can help them, we know that we'll gain them as clients. And, don't get me wrong, we have clients. We have white clients who are, younger than us, in their 20s. And we've got white clients as well who are in their 60s and 70s who come to us because they see the quality. But we just need to be able to get in front of them more so. And for us, the main challenge in that is just how to get in front of them. So,
what are you asking yourself in terms of how to get in front of them?
It's just being able, being in the right places, finding out where they look at things. So, whether it be in magazines, whether it be, email marketing, if we have to do, some sort of campaign in Canary Wharf or Liverpool Street, where they're all going through, then so be it. But it's just making sure that we're in front of them. So right now, through word of mouth, we get a lot of our clients, but that's where obviously the circle remains smaller than we want it to be. But we've been successful without having to pay for any marketing so far. So everything's been organic through word of mouth, through social media, YouTube, all of those things there.
That almost seems like the best form of growth,
100%.
You don't want to scale too quickly because resources-wise, you might not be able to actually cope.
Yeah.
But still,
it's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a great problem to have.
But summers are like that. That's when we have a lot of wedding clients and things of that nature. But then we don't only want the wedding clients, we want the corporate clients. And those are the people who buy throughout the year. And so it's more, I think it's more of it's not necessarily a cultural or a race problem. It's just getting into the right markets. So
I want to actually talk about something we spoke about just literally earlier on, Sena, and it was to do with the way we articulate, specifically the way we sound. Because I remember I was telling you the story about how I had this girl who didn't know what I looked like enter a room, and the moment she saw me, she froze in a sense and went, you sound white. God, yeah. And she was black herself.
Of course.
But you also face that, particularly the fact that your industry is quite middle-class white.
It is an old boys club.
Yeah. But you said you grew out of your accent. I mean, do you want to talk to me about this, especially from growing up to how you sound now?
Yeah, so essentially, as I was saying, we, I grew up South London, very much a South London boy. And until I got into the professional environment, you could 100% tell I was from South London. But for me, I had to grow in order to be successful in the markets that I used to work in, because I used to sell into oil and gas companies, finance companies at one point as well. And these are dealing with, C-level, CEOs, COOs, CFOs, managing directors and things like that. So I had to be able to talk to them. If you pick up the phone sounding like you're from South London, these guys aren't going to take you seriously, especially when you're telling them you can help them grow their business through whatever I was working on at that time.
That in itself is a problem.
Exactly.
But okay.
So I had to be able to develop a professional tone of voice. And then obviously when you're in that environment 5 days a week for sometimes 10 hours a day, you know, it becomes just a standard. So it goes from, you know, putting it on to just being how you are. And then, you know, I would obviously go back down to South London. I'm chilling with my boys. And then my South London self would come out. But then it got to a point where it just completely reversed. So I will talk like this normally to everybody. But then when I'm around my guys, I talk differently. So for people who don't know me in that environment, I remember I was working for a finance job board. This is a while now. I'm just thinking about, damn, it's been a while. So it must have been about 7 years ago or so. And I had been working with them maybe for 5-6 months now. And then we was late one evening, we were just having drinks and whatnot. And then one of my friends called me and I picked up the phone. I was like, oh yeah, what's going on, fam? Blah, 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 blah. And then I got off the phone and they was all looking at me. It's just like, what the hell was that? They was just like, you completely switched. I was just like, oh, really? And that's when it dawned on me that I don't actually talk like that normally anymore. But it's an automatic thing when I'm talking to certain people.
Because you're saying that, yeah, I mean, obviously, just the example you give, when you're with your friends, you know, the straight and the South London comes out. But you're also saying with your colleagues and even your family or clients, you sound like this, I assume. Yes,
exactly. So at that point, I realized there was basically 3 different ways I spoke. So one to my friends, which was very, you know, blasé South London way. To my colleagues, it would be a bit in between where, you know, you can have the jokes, you can be the, all right, mate, what's going on type of thing. But then when you're talking to clients, it's very professional. So you kind of have to switch in between all 3. Now I've probably got just the 2 where I've got the professional and then, you know, just to my friends. And yeah, but I find that sometimes even speaking with my friends, I feel like I'm putting it on a touch.
Really?
Not that I am, but I'm just like, if I don't speak like that, I've kind of lost my identity a bit.
Right.
Because that's how naturally I grew up. That's how I am. But at the same time, you know, it's like, I guess it's like if you go to America, you live in America for a few years, you're going to develop an American accent. Most people anyway.
Right.
And then, you know, you come back to the UK, you'd probably still want to speak, you know, with your British accent.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, otherwise you don't really feel authentic. You're kind of a bit in between both.
Yeah, I think like we always are, the way we sound is subconscious.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
But when you're conscious of the way you sound in order to actually change your perception.
Yes.
To me, that feels like a problem.
Yeah. So when I'm speaking with friends, I don't put it on intentionally, but then there will be times where I'm just like, oh, right, I don't say that all the time. And that's when I become conscious of it. But I don't generally like see my friend and be like, all right, switch accent time.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
It just happens. We met a guy when we was out at an event and he was just like, my N-word. Yeah. I was just like, what the hell? And he kept saying it. And
was
I was
he
just
white?
like, so this is part of the story. This is where, so we were just like, why is this white guy? Like, first of all, we were just like, all right, this is a bit much. And then he did explain to us, oh, either his mum or his dad is black. So he's like, oh, I'm just as black as you, if not blacker. But in our head, we were just like, but why does that then mean you have to use that? Yeah. Like, is that for me in particular, and I was with Joshua at the time, for us, we were just like, that really means that you feel like you have to force it. You have to try and let us know you're black. You don't have to do that in order to prove you're black. Yeah. You know, I don't go around people who are in South London in my suit and then make them feel like I'm from South London by saying the N-word. I don't have to do that because I know in myself. Fair enough, I look black, so I'm...
By that nature, you're black.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't feel like I have to relate to you by saying that. You know, people say it... I think a lot less people say it as much.
Right.
You know, if I say it, I'm very conscious that I've said it, and it's on purpose, but it would be in a jokey manner. It wouldn't be everyday context, and it wouldn't be like in a derogatory way. But it's something that I'd probably would come out of my mouth once a month, if it ever that, and it's just in a jokey way. But I try and limit it because there's no, when you get down to the essence of it, there's no real way of making excuse of using that word.
No, I don't think so, and that's why I admit it totally from my vocab. Now, I want to get us back here because we're on a tangent a bit. But for those who are listening, what advice would you give? I mean, like, what advice would you almost give? Have you got younger siblings, even though your younger self 10 years back, or anyone just younger, in order for them to sort of emulate the successes you've got so far? Are there any tangible action points?
Yeah, I think, it's very interesting, actually. Very, very interesting. Just happened today.
Okay.
I bumped into, so basically, myself and Joshua, we did a talk at my church about 6 months ago or so, or maybe even more than that. Oh no, it would have been about 6 months ago. And we just talk about business and whatnot. It was to the youth group there.
Amazing.
And I was at the train station this morning on the way here, literally an hour ago. And a girl stopped me. She was just like, you gave a talk at RUAC, and I was there, one of the youth, and she was just like, I wanted to talk to you because I've got a business and I've kind of, been a bit scared about it. It's a bit big. She's not sure how to start it. And so I ended up speaking with her for about 20 minutes on the way in and just giving her advice. And,
what did you say to her?
So,
amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. The fact that you just asked me that even, it was just literally about how to go about business. And she was just like, yeah, she's scared. And she was like, other than time, it's mainly herself that's stopping her doing the business. I was just like, well, you know what, if it doesn't scare you, it's not big enough.
Okay.
If you don't feel like this is a task ahead of you, you're thinking too small. And at the same time, don't let anybody who doesn't understand your goals and your vision stop you from doing it. As long as you can actually see there's a tangible product, that people actually want it, and that it actually works as a business, there's a profit margin there of at least some sort, that makes it worth your time, then, find a way to do it. And it's all about learning from people who are in the industry as well. Nice. So find contacts. Luckily, I think I've actually got somebody who I can put in contact with. So I gave him my card, said, email me. I'm going to put you in touch with this person who works in the same industry and can see if they can help you. And yeah, it's just really about contacts. It's about, one thing we've learned along the way is never really be afraid to ask for help. Speak to people who you think could help you, even somebody who you think may be a competitor. If you're small in the game, and if that person really isn't afraid, if they're comfortable in themselves and they're secure in their position, they'll help you. They won't give you the secrets for how they were successful, but they'll help you. They'll give you tidbits. They'll give you, roadmaps to help you avoid pitfalls that they've maybe gone through or they've seen happen. And I think that's very important for you to be able to be successful. Don't try and do everything yourself.
It's funny when you say that some people, if they're not insecure in a position, would happily give help, but they won't necessarily give those secret sauce, for want of a better word. But even if I know many of your podcasts, in fact, that are pretty much about getting self-made multimillionaires, billionaires, and saying exact step-by-step actions to how they did it. And they're giving this content away for free. What they often find, right, is they say, even if I give you everything, right, 95% of people, in fact, let's make it 98% of people won't do it.
Yeah, agreed.
And even those 2% who do exactly those steps, the fact is, it still wouldn't be the same because A, they're not me, and B, just circumstance and environment plays a factor.
100%. But people don't realize this.
So having that secret sauce to yourself still is a bit, to me, is like, just give it.
When I say even secret sauce, step by step, for example, if someone came to us and they're like, they wanted to start a tailoring business, I'm not going to give them the contact details for my tailor.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to give you myself to replicate. That's just not going to happen. I'll give you bits. I'll be like, all right, this is what we did. But I'm not going to give you all of my contacts. Like, here, speak to this person. They'll make you this. Speak to this person. They'll give you design software.
Yeah.
Things like that, possibly.
Because it's intellectual property, I guess. You know.
But in terms of a roadmap of challenges we've had and how we went about things, happy to talk because, that's what I was saying earlier. We're comfortable in ourselves. You can't be us. Simple as, like, when we do things like our YouTube videos, you know, we've actually seen very similar formats pop up, and we actually appreciate it. Just one yesterday was looking at it, was just like, wow, they've like looked at ours and just recreated it their own way or recreated it for themselves.
Yeah.
But we're just like, that at least lets us know that people value and see that what we're doing is working. And we're happy for it. But at the same time, we know that they can't be us.
Yeah, of course.
They're doing it in a different market, but, you know, and we've got somebody else who's doing it in the same market as us. But at the same time, we're like, they just can't be us. No matter what they do, they could do the exact same videos, talk about the exact same content, but they're not us.
Yeah, 100%.
So and that's why we would never copy what other people are doing themselves.
Okay, amazing. So I guess I'm going to have to wrap it up because we're hitting that mark.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a question. Like, you said don't be afraid to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you love giving help. And
Yeah.
do you ask for help?
Probably not enough.
Okay. Why
even
is that?
though it's advice to give out, but because sometimes you just don't come in front of the right people to feel like, okay, how can I help? I think even sometimes being in front of clients and it's a key thing one of my sales bosses taught me a year ago, the best way to increase sales, it's a very simple question. When you have a client, is ask them, do you know anybody else who will be interested? And that's probably something I need to ask more clients. So yeah, I think for us, the most help is really just people talking about us, telling people about us. Like I was mentioning before, the best form of advertising or referrals is word of mouth.
Yeah, 100%.
So by somebody saying, I know these guys, they're great. You know, no matter how much we scream and shout about ourselves and do marketing campaigns and do pyrotechnics and all sorts, until somebody says, I know these guys and they're great and it's a trusted referral, people aren't likely to listen to you.
So for my listeners, you just want them to obviously spread the word.
Just spread the words.
Ideally, come for a little fitting, or just come for the experience of Morts More.
Yeah, exactly. As we say, because for us as well, we don't see it as just a suit that we sell. We actually say it's a Morts More experience. So people who come into environment actually just really enjoy it. Coming into the members club, sitting down, having a drink, talking, and just working out, you know, what works for them and how we can help them. And our clients really enjoy that. We always have people walking away saying, it's been an experience. Yeah. And for us, that's what we want people to understand more. It's not just a suit. We are here to help. We're here to give advice. We're here to even point you in the direction of places that we don't get anything from. But for us, if you walk away happy, that's us happy.
And you're happy.
Yeah.
And is that your measure of success? What is success to you personally? And I don't mean it as Morts More. I mean personally for Sena Mortoo.
Yeah. For me, success is really people just having good things to say. People walking away feeling good. When it comes down to it, we're willing to completely drop profits. Not that it ever happens. For somebody to walk away and be like, okay, I feel like these guys just did me great. And that's in life, in any way, shape or form, you know. I serve at my church. I'm a peacekeeper. And it's because, you know, I just enjoy helping people. I enjoy making sure that everything runs smoothly and that people walk away and they're like, cool, I've had a good time. I like to give back where I can. So, yeah.
Well, I think it's fair to say then, Sena, I've had a great time. I'm not sure about you.
Cool. And you haven't even had the full experience.
Yeah, I haven't even had the full experience, but I certainly will do. Guys, if you want to get in touch with Sena, how can they?
They can find us on social media. So we're on Instagram as Morts More, all one word. So that's MortsAndMore. That's Morts More. You can find us on LinkedIn, again, Twitter, and then myself as well. You can find me as Sena_Morts, and that's on most social media platforms too.
Amazing. Well, once again, guys, thanks for listening to another episode of Blacticulate. And Sena, nothing but up and up.
Yeah, same for you, and love what you're
doing. Hey guys, we really appreciate you listening, and if you have any feedback whatsoever, please do leave it in the comment section below. Also, you can get all the information on the guests, the links and resources we speak about in the description below. There's plenty more videos in our archives in our video section, so do check that out. And last but not least, and this is really important, if you are somebody who can teach us how you do what it is you do, because Blacticulate is all about empowering and upskilling the community, then please get in touch, because we'd love to feature you too. Guys, you're the best. Hope you have a great day and see you soon.